Hello again. We're going to be starting Unit 7 now, with the beginning of the new semester. The year is already half over, but we still have a lot to cover. This unit is about factoring. In the previous unit, you talked about multiplying polynomials together. Multiplying, for example, 2x plus 3 times 4x minus 7. Those two sets of binomials, you did the double distribution and all of that. Today, or in this unit, we're going to be talking about factoring, which is the opposite process. Distributing, multiplying, gives you a polynomial from two binomial factors. Factoring is the reverse process. You start with a polynomial, and then you figure out what factors multiplied to make that binomial, or that polynomial. And there's three types of factoring that we're going to be discussing. You're probably going to be discussing about almost all of these in class as well, so these videos will help you kind of supplement that. Factoring by grouping, splitting the middle, and difference of squares. Now these different methods are used in certain circumstances. Difference of squares, and again we'll go into a little bit more detail in that video, but essentially we use difference of squares when we have two terms. Like x squared minus 9, for example, would be something that we could factor using the difference of squares method. Splitting the middle is what we use when we have a three-term quadratic. Though it doesn't have to be a quadratic. It could be other even polynomials. They would have to have an even degree in order for splitting the middle to work. And factoring by grouping would be 4 or more terms. Now, not every polynomial is factorable, period, and not every polynomial that can be factored using these methods. But these are very useful methods, and all the polynomials, at least that you encounter in this class, will be factorable using one of these three. So while you're working on your homework, you're going to be using a combination of these three methods. And actually there's a fourth factoring that you'll be using, and that's the GCF factoring, greatest common factor factoring. We're not really going to be talking about that in these videos because you're going to be doing a lot of that in class, but that's the first type of factoring you should always be checking for. In fact, that's the first thing that you should do for all of the questions on your assignment, is to check how many of them can be done. Take a GCF out first, and then use one of these other methods to possibly factor it further. So check out the other three videos. There's going to be a video for each of these factoring methods, and we'll step you through the process of how they work.